You're about to get hit. Not punched, not stabbed. Deleted. Something the size of your thumb just accelerated its fist faster than a bullet. Underwater. You don't even see it coming. There's a flash. A pop. The water around you literally boils. And then, you're gone. No blood. No scream. Just physics doing a clean uninstall. Welcome to your life. You begin life as basically nothing. No armor. No weapon. No reputation. Just a microscopic floating snack drifting through open water like a free sample. You hatch from an egg and immediately enter what scientists politely call a larval stage. Translation: you're plankton with anxiety. You can't fight. You can't hide. You can barely control where you're going. Currents decide your fate. Predators decide your lifespan. And statistically, you're not making it. Fish inhale creatures like you by the thousands. Filter feeders? You're their breakfast smoothie. Jellyfish? Floating death balloons waiting to ruin your day. You are, scientifically speaking, at the bottom of the food chain's food chain. But it gets worse, because while you're drifting around being useless, your body is secretly building something insane. A weapon system. A biological spring-loaded hammer. At this stage, it's not functional yet, but the blueprint is already there. Hidden inside your tiny limbs is a structure that will one day store elastic energy like a crossbow on steroids, and you have no idea what's coming next. Early, survival, trial, and error. If you survive long enough, you settle down. Finally, no more drifting. You find a burrow, a hole in the sand, rock, or coral. Congratulations, you now have a home. Also a prison, because leaving it means risking instant death. But staying inside means starving. So now begins the most important phase of your life, trial and error. You peek outside, you retreat, you try again. Something moves, you panic. Welcome to your training arc. At first, your strikes are weak, slow, embarrassing, honestly. You swing your little limb like a kid trying to punch in a dream. Miss, miss again, still miss. But each attempt rewires your nervous system. Each failure is data. Each near-death experience upgrades your reflexes. And here's where things start getting interesting. Your strike mechanism isn't powered by muscle alone. No, that would be too normal. Instead, your body uses a system called a latch-mediated spring mechanism. Think of it like this. You slowly load energy into a biological spring, then release it instantly. This allows your strike to reach speeds of 23 meters per second. That's about 80 kilometers/h. Underwater. For comparison, that's like throwing a punch faster than a speeding car inside a liquid that resists motion. But wait, it gets worse. Because when your fist moves that fast, you don't just hit your target. You create something called cavitation. Tiny vapor bubbles form in the water due to pressure drops. Then they collapse, violently. This collapse releases shock waves and heat. We're talking temperatures briefly reaching thousands of degrees Celsius. You're not just punching, you're causing micro-explosions. So even if your punch misses, the aftermath can still kill. You're basically swinging a grenade attached to your arm, and you're just getting started. Leveling UP Growth H pace. Now you're growing, molting, upgrading. Each shed of your exoskeleton is like installing a new patch. Stronger armor, faster reflexes, better aim. And your weapon? Oh, it's evolving into something terrifying. You belong to one of two main classes, smashers or spearers. Let's assume you rolled the more chaotic build, smasher. Your arms now end in club-like appendages, dense, layered, reinforced with a structure scientists still struggle to replicate. Your fist is made of a composite material that combines hard mineral layers and softer shock-absorbing ones. Why? Because hitting things at bullet speed should destroy your own arm. But it doesn't. Because nature gave you better engineering than most human armor systems. Now let's talk numbers. Your strike can generate forces up to 1,500 newtons. Your acceleration? Comparable to a .22 caliber bullet leaving a gun. Let that sink in. You are a shrimp with a built-in firearm. And this is where physics becomes your best friend. Your attack relies on force equals sign mass to acceleration, pressure equals sign force area. Your club is small, which means when that force hits, the pressure is insane, like a hydraulic press compressed into a fingertip. Shells shatter, glass cracks. Bones? Not even a challenge. There are real reports of Mantis shrimp breaking aquarium glass, because apparently reality needed a glitch. But wait, we're not done. Your eyes. Oh, your eyes. While most animals see in 3 color channels, you see in up to 16. You can detect ultraviolet light, polarized light, subtle color variations no human brain can process. You're not just seeing the world, you're analyzing it like a biological sensor array. Prey can't hide, movement can't escape. You're basically running real-time visual analytics software, and you have no idea what's coming next. Peak Life Dominance Maturity. You are now fully upgraded, armed, accurate, terrifying.
This is your prime. You own your burrow like it's a fortress. Anything that comes near it is making a mistake. You hunt with precision. Snails? Cracked open like cheap safes. Crabs? Turned into fragments. Fish? If they get too close, they learn very quickly. Your strike happens so fast that many prey animals don't even register the attack. Their nervous systems literally can't process it in time. You are operating faster than reaction time itself. That's not just strength, that's temporal dominance. But don't get cocky, because this ocean still doesn't care about you. There are predators that don't need speed. They rely on size, ambush, or just overwhelming force. Octopuses can outsmart you. Large fish can swallow you whole. And other mantis shrimp? Those are your real problem, because they have your exact same abilities, same speed, same weapons, same mindset. And now you're in boss fight territory. Territory disputes get violent, fast, no warnings, no negotiations. Just strike, counter-strike, damage. If you land the first hit, you win. If you don't, you might lose an arm or your life. And here's the problem. Your weapon is so powerful that using it comes with risk. Repeated impacts cause wear. Damage accumulates. Even your perfect biological hammer has limits. And this is where things start to break. Decline, final, encounter. You're older now. Slower. Not by much, but enough. Your reactions are just a fraction delayed. Your strikes, still powerful, but not perfect. And in your world, perfection is survival. Anything less is a countdown. You miss a strike just once. That's all it takes. Maybe it's a rival. Maybe it's a predator. Maybe it's just bad timing. But in that moment, you're vulnerable. Your opponent doesn't hesitate. They don't overthink. They don't monologue. They act. And suddenly, you're not the hunter anymore. You're the target. This is where things go downhill fast. Your armor cracks. Your body takes damage it can't fully repair. Infection becomes a real threat. Energy becomes scarce. And eventually, something finishes the job. Maybe you get eaten. Maybe you starve. Maybe you simply fail to recover from one bad encounter. No dramatic ending. No heroic speech. Just the ocean, recycling you back into the system. You were a masterpiece of evolution, a creature that turned physics into a weapon. You bent water, pressure, and energy into something lethal. You saw colors no one else could. You moved faster than thought. You broke shells like glass. You literally created explosions with your fists. And still, you were never safe. Because in nature, there is no final level, no permanent victory, just survival until you can't. And the most ironic part, all that power, all that speed, all that near-perfect design doesn't matter when something bigger shows up, or when humans decide your home looks better as a coral souvenir. You survived bullets made of water, shockwaves, predators, your own kind. But like everything else in the ocean, you were always one moment away from being erased. Because out here, you're not a legend. You're just another creature, waiting for physics to turn against you.